Morning and yeah, welcome back. First Barbel vlog of this season. It's mid-July now and I've finally decided to make the effort to come up to the river. Got here a bit later than I thought I would. It was a 3-hour journey today, so left home at 3:30, got here at 6:30. For the last few days I've been thinking I'm not going to go in a swim I've been in or a peg I've been in before. I'm going to try one of the other pegs. This time of year the river's down a little bit and I thought I'd go in one of the pegs with a bit of a fast run over the rapids where the water comes off the rapids a bit fast, and I thought I'd ever go in one of those swims or pegs. And yeah, and driving up here, all the way up here, I thought I've definitely got an idea, a couple that I'm going to try out. And then as I turned into the road I thought no, it's July, let's go in a peg where I've caught before in July, and definitely this peg has been on the vlogs a couple of times before, so I won't do too much telling you what I'm doing and where I'm casting. Basically, as I say, I got here at 6:30, came straight down, it's 25 to 8 now, came straight down, put a couple of balls of ground bait out, then brought the gear down and put a couple more balls out. Then whilst I was setting the gear up, I put a couple more balls out and a good chub came up and took a ball, and since then I've been resisting casting out. I just want to try and get a shoulder fish there feeding before I cast out, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer, probably another 15 minutes. I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee, put a couple more balls of ground bait out and a few boilies out as well. Tactically I'm going to fish the upstream rod as I always do on a feeder. Unusual for me, I'm going to use boilie. I normally go in with a pellet or something before, but I just thought I'd bring a little fish meal boilie up. I use them all the time when I'm carp fishing, and yeah, I do okay on them, so I just thought I'd give them a go. That's not to say I'll stay on that, and I may change over, but I've got hemp with me, I've got meat with me, which the right hand rod will be on just a lead and a piece of meat downstream from where the feeder's landing. So I always say if I'm feeding that spot wrong, hopefully when the downstream rod is where the feed is going to. I very rarely put a feeder on a downstream rod, so I just don't want to be feeding other bits of the river up. So that's the plan of attack. I'm also going to fish along halfway out here. I've had 2 takes in the years I've fished this swim and lost them both to cut-offs, but I'm going to bait up along this middle line with hemp. I've got dead maggots, no live maggots. I didn't have a chance to go to the tackle shop and get any live maggots, but I had dead maggots in the freezer, so I'm going to do this middle line, hemp and maggots. I've got some bread as well, maybe some elit pellets as well down this middle line, and then I'll run a float through there in a couple of hours time and see if anything's in there. See if I can get a barbel on the float, that would be nice. I don't think I've had one on the float before. Anyway, usual thing, I'm waffling on, so that's it. I'm going to stop now, put a couple more balls of ground bait out, have a cup of coffee, then turn the camera on when I'm casting out and hopefully get a take on the camera. See you soon. Right, so let's have a little update. Very little's been going on over the back. I've had a few knocks. Well, I was getting lots of knocks and taps, but never turning into any bites. So a bloke came along, Peter his name is, and set up in 74, which is a swim I've always done well in, but it's a really awkward swim to fish. So he said, which is only one up from me, he's going to set up in there. And he'd had 3 fish in like an hour. So he wandered down, he goes, what you want to use is a little method feeder with a size 18 hook and a short hook link. So I wasn't catching, so I thought, well, we'll give that a go, see what happens. And in the meantime, I'd wound one rod in and started doing the float fishing down the middle here. And in the end, it was going too fast. I wasn't getting it right, because if I've missed a bit, I tried fishing close in with meat, and again, loads of little taps, but never got the fish. So I've decided it was a smaller fish there. So yeah, I float fished there. It was going too fast to get any bites, so then I put it over depth with the olivet sitting on the ground. At least we've had something today. Little chub on the float. It's not a total blank. And then nothing was happening on this method feeder that Peter's lent me, and his little 6-inch hook link. So I thought, well, let's try this on the close in spot, and it is literally, I don't know, 12 foot out, maybe 15 foot out, and it's about 6 foot deep there. And yeah, I've put this out, it's been out there, I don't know, 3 minutes, hooked over, fish on, and the barbel that I'll slip the shot in now, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 pound, but glad to just get a barbel. I was on the verge of moving pegs, thinking, right, it's time to move, what we're going to do. But now I'll persevere with this close in for now, and yeah, hopefully catch a few more fish. So, see you in a bit. So let's just wrap up this vlog with the, actually with the river as a view rather than my face. That's because I've packed up and everything, and I'm doing this editing now, or putting the sound in at home. So basically, the rains came and the swim turned into a quagmire. I just ended up packing up with everything covered in mud, and yeah, I just had enough. But basically, what happened, as the time went on, I think I'd left you, I just had the barbel close in, so nothing had happened. About an hour went by, nothing else had happened, and then a chub rolled in the distance. I think I've said before, that stick that you can see sticking out of the water, if you go a little bit beyond there, you're in snags. So I've never gone beyond that stick really, because every time I did, I got caught in snags. But a fish showed right on that bush that you can see beyond that snag, and that is probably 20 foot beyond the snag. So I thought, I've got this little light method feeder, let's lob it straight onto that bush and see what happens. Put it out there, and within 2 minutes, chub take. Brought that in, put it back out there, same again, landed on the bush, within 3 minutes, chub take. For the next hour that went on, and I had 8 chub and 2 barbel off of that bush. But as I say, by then the rain had come along, everything was covered in mud, and I'd sort of had enough and was just thinking about packing up, and I thought I'd have one more chuck, so I packed up the method feed, and with that Peter from next door walked down, he packed up, he was going home, so we just exchanged conversations. His fishing had dried up as it goes, and I said what I'd had, and he said, oh, just show me where you're casting, because he goes to the river 4 times a week, so he lives local. So I cast out again, landed right on that bit, and I said to him, if that's not gone in 5 minutes, I'll wind it in. And yeah, under 5 minutes, take, barbel on, and the only thing when you're fishing that high, you have to keep your rod right up in the air and get the fish over the snags, and then you've got more snags halfway across the river. Well, I've got it halfway across, and then it did a big lunge down, the rod hooped over, and it managed to get in a snag. So unfortunately finished the day with not with the barbel the last barbel I'd hooked, but ultimately it was a decent day's fishing, ending up with, I think it was 9 or 10 chub and 2 barbel and 1 barbel lost, or 3 barbel and 1 barbel lost. So yeah, ultimately quite a good day. And yeah, not the day I'd intended. I was going to stay up there and do a couple of different pegs and everything, but once everything was muddy and I was a bit wet as well, I just had enough. So yeah, thanks for watching. Obviously not the normal amount of, well, me on the screen anyway. Hopefully you still enjoyed it, and see you when I'm out on the bank again soon.